What's going on, everybody? This is the Style Boxing. I'm your host of the Roundtable, this week's special Monday edition for this week. Shout out to everybody out there. By the way, let's go ahead and get this started. Again, this is the Roundtable. I'm being joined by Joe Habib of Ringside Reporter, by Alex Doomsday. How's it going, brother? And, of course, Bruce, the one and only, goes. Hit that like button if you're listening on the archive. Big breaking news. So we're going to start out right out of the gate with the big breaking news. Dillian Whyte has signed on a dotted line, says Coppinger. Yeah, right. Sky Sports has reported it is official. And as we know, the paperwork is done. The paperwork is signed. Dillian, the one and only Whyte. What is Dillian Whyte's nickname? I don't know his nickname. But anyway.
Body snatcher.
The body snatcher Whyte versus Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King. Beeb, let's start with you, brother. Are you pumped about this? What do you make of the news? You know, and all that good stuff. Coppinger did say earlier he hadn't signed yet, just in case you didn't know. It turns out he didn't sign before he signed.
Yeah, apparently, Dillian Whyte was on the phone with Coppinger. Coppinger's got a direct line over to the UK. But I was pretty optimistic that he was going to sign today. I was optimistic that the fight was going to be a go. And how could you not be excited? I think right now this is the biggest fight we have this year in boxing. If we don't get that unification fight, which is not a guarantee, right? Then this will be the biggest fight to date in boxing. So how can you not be excited about it?
Well, it's definitely the biggest purse, right, in the history, I believe, in the history of heavyweight boxing, at least, but I think boxing in general, this is a big purse.
Yeah, it's the biggest purse, highest purse bid of all time.
If you would have told me last year, like, oh, Dillian Whyte's going to be involved in the biggest purse bid of all time, I would have been like, man, let me slap you with an open hand. But Alex Doomsday talks to us. You know, is it going to be doomsday for Dillian Whyte? What's going on? What do you think?
Yeah, man. You know, if I'm a betting man, it's definitely going to be a Tyson Fury night. I don't think anybody beats Tyson Fury in the heavyweight division, even all across the board right now. Even some of the young up-and-coming guys that might mature into some really good contenders, you know, champions. But Dillian Whyte gets final. To me, it's bitter, not bittersweet, but I like that this happened for Dillian Whyte. You know, the whole story with him waiting 1,000 days, you know, for mandatory position. He has bad luck in the Povetkin fight, the first go around. So, you know, he's finally got a shot, a big money fight. And I think I heard Chisora in the interview say that, Whyte is hungry for this fight. So I think that we're going to get a good Dillian Whyte in this fight. I've been really competitive Dillian Whyte. And even though I still, you know, I'm gonna roll with my boy Tyson Fury, I feel like Dillian Whyte's gonna surprise us, give us a good bout.
Absolutely. Breaking news, everybody. Dillian Whyte has signed, confirmed by Sky Sports, who will be put on the fight, of course, I believe in the UK. It's gonna be Sky pay-per-view, right? Is that what it's gonna be? Is it Sky pay-per-view? Does anyone know? Is it Sky or is it the other channel they got over there? I'm not sure, but nonetheless, Bruce Goes, talk to us.
All right, bro. I wish I could get more excited about this fight. You know, to me, it was just an assumption. Everybody's told me, oh, Dillian Whyte's been the #1 contender for 600 days. You know, I remember the guy getting laid out by Povetkin, man. You know, I remember him pulling out of a fight with Otto Wallin with a shoulder injury, and then all of a sudden he gets a mandatory with Tyson Fury. Man, it's bro. I think it's just part of the shit show of boxing, man. That's the way I look at it, man. I hope they both knock each other out, get them both out of the way, get some real fighters in. That's the way I feel about this fight, man. Am I gonna watch it? Yeah, you know that, bro. I'm one of the enemies of boxing. I'm one of the pirates. You know, they're not gonna appease hardcore boxing fans because we all steal these shows, bro. And you know, it's gonna come down to a new way to platform boxing, because it doesn't excite me. It's just another heavyweight fight. It's a big fight. Don't get me wrong, bro. Probably the biggest heavyweight fight that I'm going to see within the next year or so. But it's not Ali Frazier. It's not George Foreman and Maury. No, it's not even it's not even Chris Bird and But you know, I mean, it doesn't move me, bro. It's okay,
Whyte.
and I'm gonna watch it, but it's watered down. So it's a watered down version of the heavyweight championship, man.
Damn. Well, I'll tell you this. This is what I'll say. Okay, Dillian Whyte, some feel is a style that will give Tyson Fury problems, because Fury has problems with guys that fight on the inside. That's what a lot of people have told me, right? So this is going to be their moment. This is what they've been waiting for. He doesn't want to sign because he doesn't want to fight this type of style. Beeb, talk to us. How do you think, what's your early projection for this? How is this fight going to turn out for Dillian Whyte?
You got to go with the guy who's got more ways to win, because Tyson Fury is a very versatile guy. He can fight on the outside. He can fight on the inside, mid-range. He can switch to southpaw. He can maul you if he has to. He can outbox you. He can finesse you. He can get nasty. Dillian Whyte is a guy that, he tends to throw one punch at a time. Not the greatest stamina in the world, and he is an inside guy. Tends to neglect the jab a lot. Not the hardest guy in the world to hit. Big left hooker. But once again, he's got to get close to you to land that shot. So I just think Tyson Fury, because of his versatility and all-around ability, I think he's just got too much for Dillian Whyte. And if Dillian Whyte doesn't catch Tyson Fury with something big, we've seen Tyson Fury get caught by Wilder with the big right hand and get up. So if he could take that right hand, why can't he take the left hook? We'll see what happens, but I'm very confident Tyson Fury will win this fight. I don't think it'll be that difficult, to be honest.
Well, let me tell you, son. I think Doomsday is ready to pick the upset special of the year. I think he's ready to roll with Dillian Whyte. Bet the house on it.
He won't pull the trigger.
Alex?
He won't pull the trigger.
Bet the house on it or what?
He won't pull the trigger.
You're muted, brother. We can't hear you. You're muted.
I wouldn't pull the trigger on that one if I had a lion chasing me. I'm not giving Dillian Whyte that, bro. I can't pull the trigger for the underdog. I love betting for the underdog. I always say I got two bets. I got the betting from the heart and the betting for the pocket. And this is definitely for the pocket for Tyson Fury, bro. Dillian Whyte is gonna give us a good fight. I believe he'll give us a good fight. Maybe sort of like what Adewale had going in that fight with Tyson Fury when he cut him. I think we might get something, spectacular like that. We'll see Tyson Fury, up the ante. And, I still think Tyson Fury can finish a Dillian Whyte in under those 12 rounds. So I'm pretty optimistic about Tyson Fury, showing grit and as much shit that people are probably giving this fight, because I know a lot of people wouldn't probably not, they probably want to watch a higher caliber fight or more fan friendly fight, with spectacular fight like with Anthony Joshua or something like that, But this is a fight that's gonna surprise us, I think. And Tyson Fury is Tyson Fury, man.
Tyson Fury is Tyson. Tyson Fury is Tyson Fury. I figured that. Hey, Bruce goes. Who do you got in this fight, man? Upset special or just gonna
anything's possible in the heavyweight division, bro. I mean, of any weight division, especially the heavyweight division. You got two giants in there pounding on each other, and for 6-7 rounds, anything could happen. I think if the fight goes longer than that, I think Tyson Fury will probably knock out Whyte in the later rounds. But if not, man, anything can happen. We've proven Fury can go down, Fury can get up, and Whyte he goes down and gets up. Sometimes he doesn't get up, bro. It's interesting. It definitely will percolate the interest of any boxing fan. That don't get me wrong, I'm gonna watch it, and like I said, if it goes longer than 6 rounds, I'll give it to Fury. The early rounds, man, when Big Dillian Whyte is throwing those haymakers. And anything can happen in a heavyweight fight, bro.
So you see a danger in the first 6 rounds.
Oh yes, for sure, bro, for sure.
Now, from a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being extremely dangerous and 1 being not so dangerous.
Heavyweight punches, throwing bombs at you, brother. That's extremely dangerous, man. Especially with the. I don't think Fury's going to go in there. I don't think mentally he's going to go in there with the killer instinct he went in there with Wilder for. I don't think there's been all that hype, especially in the United States. Not a lot of PR into the fight. But bro, boxing is boxing. It's why I love it, man. The house of the bizarre and the unexpected.
Absolutely. Let me tell you guys something right now. I'm going to just say it right now, okay? Shout out to Mr. Boxing Today, too. By the way, says, I got Fury. If Fury chooses to maul, all right, which he does often, it will be entertaining while it lasts. One thing about Whyte, he likes rough inside mid-range fights. The build-up and pressure will be hysterical. Absolutely. I'm definitely looking forward to, although Dillian Whyte saying he's not going to show up to the presser. And he's saying, no, not me. I ain't going to show up to no presser, he said, because they're not paying me pay-per-view upside. I never heard of that, by the way. I'm not going to go to the presser because, what do you mean? You're still getting paid, bro. You still got a job to do. But nonetheless, this is what I'll say, okay? I am not impressed, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just not impressed with Dillian Whyte like that. I'm just not, okay? This dude got knocked out by Alexander Povetkin, like sparked out, like smooth out. Let's be honest. If Povetkin knocked out like Fury that way, okay, like ain't nobody gonna be talking about Fury the way they talk about Fury right now. But Dillian Whyte fans are very, very loyal. I'll give them that. They believe. They believe, dude. I'm telling you right now, okay. These dudes like stand outside Dillian Whyte's door at a window and they'll start singing like, you know, for this dude. I'm just telling you right now, okay. And we're also being joined by the one and the only Mario Mungia in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Mario, how you doing?
Chilling. What's going on, guys? Sorry I'm late. Little technical difficulties back here. You know how it goes.
But that's the theme of the day. Like,
That's
Dillian
right.
Whyte was late to sign the contract. We were late to start the show. Like, it's part of the day. You know, it's part of the deal, brother. You know what I'm talking about? So talk to us, brother. What do you make? Dillian Whyte has signed on the dotted line, and we got to fight. We got a heavyweight fight.
Yeah, we got a heavyweight fight. We got the heavyweight fight, in my opinion.
And that's good. And I'm sorry, it's a BT Sports. Thank you for that, Beeb. Not Sky Sports. That's gonna be in the UK, ESPN stateside. Go ahead, Mark.
Whoa, I hadn't even seen that aspect of it. But this is, to me, the fight, and it's not that I'm saying that, you know, this is the one that counts, or that Usyk AJ isn't for, you know, supremacy or anything like that. But you're talking about the lineal champion, and you're also talking about somebody who brings the dynamics of selling fights in Dillian Whyte. You know, he's got that love him or hate him type of rapport with the fans. You know, the same thing that made Money Floyd, you know, and his transition over as Pretty Boy Floyd. You know, it was that dynamic that did it. And Dillian Whyte, both of them have that dynamic, and I think it's going to resonate, and I think it's going to be huge. And most people expected him to sign it. I think as the day continued to grow, more and more people started to speculate that he wouldn't sign. But you know, most people felt he would, and it was the right decision. I don't think he could have lived it down any other sense of the way, regardless of the fact that it was his right to, you know, wait and you know, try to get the 70-30 split right and everything that he wanted. Still, it wouldn't have looked right. The optics wouldn't have been there for him.
Well, there you go. There you go. Nando Llamas with that super chat. The salute to OG Bruce Goes and the panel and the chat with a bunch of British flags. Bruce Goes getting me paid out here. That's what I need to bring Bruce Goes on more often. You know what I mean? But with that said, everybody subscribe to Bruce Goes, by the way. All right. And all these guys on here have YouTube channels. Feel free to shout those out next time I go to you guys, by the way. But check this out. Okay. I am pumped for this fight, right? I'm giving Dillian Whyte like a 10% chance at the most to win. Am I out of line? Anybody else giving him a bigger chance to win?
I'm giving him a 7.5% chance.
7.5% chance. Do me like we're gonna put it. You give me some ballpark range. There you go. But where do you put it? Where do you put it? You're muted, brother. Is that 0%?
Yeah, 4. I keep messing.
4%. Well, what is this? Are we outbidding each other the reverse or what? Like Mungia.
They're playing Price is Right. Y'all are playing Price is Right.
Giving him a 3.5.
This is the Price is Right on the round table. What about you, Mario? Give me a percentage. Give me a percentage.
I'm gonna put him at like 15, 20, and that's because I
man, what a
White's
5.
skill set. 20%, I think is good.
Damn. Bruce Goes. You're going over that, under that? What do you got?
Bro, you know, I like the over under these styles because that's what I'd go for in this fight. I'd go 6 rounds over under, And as a betting man, I'd go over, and I would give Tyson Fury a 75% chance of winning this fight.
So you're giving this dude 25% chance to win. I said what he did. He tried to like he tried to
25% with a heavyweight, bro. That's a
all right.
That's a quarter. It's against $1, bro. That'll cover it.
There you go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as you heard, you did not hear wrong. Dillian Whyte is signed on the dotted line. He's going to be fighting the one and only Tyson Fury. I'm actually pumped up for this. Like, you know what I mean? Just because I've been waiting for a long time for somebody to just beat Dillian Whyte's ass. Okay. I'm not a big fan of Dillian Whyte. All right. And this is the guy to do it. And you know what? If he does beat Fury, then he might crow, and he deserves the props to do it. You know what I mean? With that said, do you guys think this event's going to make money? Right? Mario, to start with you, are they going to make profit with it? Because they put a lot of money up for this shit.
Of course, it's going to make money because these two guys know how to promote.
Well, it's going to make profit because they're under like 47 million now, you know, or whatever it was.
It will make a profit. At the end of the day, it will make a profit. It's the second biggest fight in UK boxing right now, behind Joshua Fury. It'll make a profit.
And Chad, I want to know what you guys think. Is it going to make a profit in your guys' opinion? Doomsday, will it be a doomsday? Or are they going to lose money? Or are they going to make money?
Oh, man, I don't think the promoters would be making this fight happen if it was a doomsday. But the money's going to come in, bro. The money's going to come in from this fight. I think that it's going to be a big UK fight. You know how they get down out there. Mm-hmm. You know, they really support their boxing, and I think it's gonna be a fun fight for all the UK boxing fans out there. So in a nutshell, yeah, it'll make money, and I think that $41 million was it the purse they paid?
Something like that.
So, that's a lot of money.
But they don't sound like a bunch of dudes are gonna make money, do they? Like they don't want to give Whyte an upside. It doesn't sound like they think they're gonna make money.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the pie gets a little smaller when you invest that much money, but I think that everybody will walk out happy. I think this fight does real good in the UK and all over the world, pretty much. Tyson Fury is a draw. He's a huge icon in the social media platforms. He's able to just garner so much attention across the whole globe that him alone. Because I know a lot of people don't know Dillian Whyte, but Dillian Whyte has had some good dance partners. I mean, he's fought AJ. He's always been on the stage with some pretty top guys. So, it does good. It does good, man.
All right. Joe Habib, are they going to make profit here, in your opinion?
I think it's a can't miss, brother. The UK pay-per-view buys are going to be off the charts. Tyson Fury's making a name for himself over here, too. I think ESPN's going to definitely get behind the fight. It's a standard purse bid contract. I mean, it's what Dillian Whyte put himself in the situation. So there is going to be no pay-per-view upside for Dillian Whyte because it's a standard purse bid contract. It's not required that they give him a pay-per-view upside. So that money that he would have gotten on the pay-per-view, they're going to put in their pockets, baby.
They're not going to make money. They're going to make money in this fight.
They're going to put it in their pockets.
I don't think they're going to make any money in this fight.
I've already talked to the accountants over at Top.
They're
we're in good shape right now.
They're 40+ million in the hole, not to mention what they're going to have to spend on advertising. That's probably a couple more million, okay? I'm telling you right now that they're in the hole a little too much, in my opinion. Not to mention the undercard fights. There'll probably be another million or two there, or a couple 100,000 at least. Like, I just don't see them making money in this fight. I don't think this fight is that big, bro. I don't think this fight is that big of a deal. Like that. Like, us hardcores know about it. The UK, somebody put in chat, only the UK cares about it. I mean, they care about it the most for sure. I don't think they're going to make money. I just don't. I don't see it. I don't think they're going to sell much. They're lucky to do 150,000 here in the U.S.
We already ran the numbers. We already ran the numbers. We feel pretty good about it.
All right, Bruce, go.
They're up from all the pay-per-views.
Okay. All right, bro. They're not going to make money from me. And dude, and the cats that I know on the street, most of them don't even know who fucking Tyson Fury is. Never mind Deontay Wilder.
That's a lot of medication right there, right? To buy this fight, right? Like,
bro, you know, if they stripped away all my capabilities to watch it on, to stream it, well, I could still go on YouTube. I could listen to it to 100 sites that are going to describe it for me blow by blow. It's just not like it used to be. They're not going to fill theaters to see this fight. You know, the day of the pay-per-view, filling the Dunk Center. You know, seeing a live fight, then seeing the curtain come down with a pay. Those days are over, bro. That's with the smoke-filled auditoriums. You know, with the blue horizon. You know, it's a whole new environment now, and are they going to make money on it? I don't see how they can. The figures they're talking, you know, the 30 millions, the 50, the 20. I don't know where that dough comes from. You know, I don't see Joe Schmo, Joe Sixpack, putting out that kind of dough for this fight, because most of the people I know never even heard of these fighters, bro. So if it's a 79.95 thing, man, they'll be locked up in the state institution. Their old ladies will throw them in there if they put that kind of money down in a fight like that in this economy around here, bro.
Look at this. God bless the Queen. How does the song go, Beep?
I don't know, man. Not in this country anyway. Not in good old U.S. of A.
God save our Queen.
I didn't even notice he was wearing that.
Let me just tell you guys something right now. First of all, hit my like button. You're tuning into the round table. Dillian Whyte has signed on the dotted line to face Tyson Fury. That is the big breaking news of the day. All right. We will see how this fight will play out. And who knows? We don't know how the press conference is going to look. We don't know how it's all going to play out and all that good stuff. But boy, did he wait till the 11th hour, and he ended up signing because he had nowhere else to go, really. Okay. With that said, just really quick side note. Now that this fight happened, are we gonna? Is any moment now? I'm just waiting for Anthony Joshua to sign and face the one and only Usyk, right? And so we'll wait on that news for sure, right? Let's talk about the aftermath of the weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Just really quick, guys. Kell Brook goes in there, and I don't know, he beat up Amir Khan like Amir Khan stole something. Okay, before we get your thoughts on that, Ryder of the Storm, thank you so much for that super chat. He says, I'm buying the fight. I know that no matter how trash the undercard is, it'll still be better than anything PBC has produced. Aldo, wow. Damn! Is that something? All right. Hey, that was just a shot at PBC. Like, PBC is just walking around, an innocent bystander, and like, ah. You know what I mean? It's like, what's going on over here? Like the knockout game. Remember those crazy kids going around with the knockout game? Like PBC just got knocked out in the middle of the street. All right. Although that was no laughing matter, ladies and gentlemen. Beeb.
Those were like gangs.
That's right. Beeb, talk to us, brother, really quick. Your quick thoughts on Kell Brook.
Oh, the lights.
Talk to us.
I mean,
for Brook after that beatdown.
I thought Brook would win the fight. I did not think it would be that one-sided, but I thought that he would take over in the second half of the fight, but he took over right from the beginning. The big thing was, I think Khan's speed was definitely diminished, more so than you would anticipate. I think Khan is the type of guy where his hands were always ahead of his feet and he would always lean in. He's known for the flurries, but he wasn't even really throwing flurries. He was throwing one punch at a time, looked nervous before the fight, looked like something was off, looked like he just didn't want to be there before the bell even rang. And as soon as Brook hit him with one shot and hurt him, he never recovered. His legs were gone pretty much the whole fight. He just looked out of sorts. And what can you say? Brook dominated him from start to finish. I didn't give Khan a round. A lot of people gave Khan the second round. I mean, maybe you could have, but I didn't give Khan a round. I thought he was dominated from start to finish. I was very impressed with Brook, more so. Yeah, I was more so impressed with Brook than I thought I would be.
Give him something, brother. Like, they throw a round for the guy. Like, what would hurt you give him one round?
Can't do it, brother. Can't do it. Too much.
No charity. BP gives no charity to fighters.
No even rounds. No.
What's next for Brook? What's next for Brook?
He'll fight Chris Eubank Jr. He'll fight him. That'll happen.
Man, okay. Mario Mungia. I mean, look, Khan sounds depressed in his post-fight interviews, bro. He's like,
yeah, I would too. Man. Yeah, that was bad. That was all sorts of bad. I'll be honest. I thought Khan would win, and I'm gonna say this, and you know, I don't know how this is gonna sound, but I'm just gonna say it. Amir Khan beats him 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Amir Khan is a better talent offensively than Kell Brook is. What we saw on Saturday was a shell of the Amir Khan that, and anybody who's been watching boxing the last 20 years at least remember, or 10 years, I guess, remembers. This guy, his hands, I mean, where were they? He was getting ahead of punches. He was falling over, as Beeb said. You know, I did see him throw flurries. I didn't see him throw any effective flurries. I didn't see him throw any flurries that would actually score points or win. He just didn't have his and I don't want to even say wits about him. It wasn't even just the continual damage, although that didn't help. It was one of those things where he just, you know, could not, you know, his game is a young man's game. You know, it's a fresh man's game. The way he uses his feet, the way he uses his hands, the way he moves, it's not somebody, you can't execute if you're not, you know, at least 80% of the person, and he wasn't even close to that. That was bad. Ultimately, I do think that the Conor Benn fight for Kell Brook could be something that would be huge, and honestly, it would help Conor Benn in a division of young stars that seem to not have any big fights, probably leap, you know, someone like Boots Ennis. Not to say that he's better or worse or anything like that, just commercially, people know Kell Brook. Who's Boots going to get in there with that's like Kell?
I hear you. I hear you. Bruce Scholes, what did you think of the beatdown? One guy went to the club. The other one went to the hospital after the fight. I don't know to tell you who's who. What you make of it? Oh, you're muted, brother. I can't unmute you because you muted yourself.
I get myself here, bro. That's okay, man. I was making bubble noises in the background, so I'm better off muted. But anyway, now that I'm back with you here, man. Yeah, Saturday. You know, Saturday it started off as a cool day, man. You know, Linares fight, man. That was okay. You know, he went to Russia. Abdullah, I can't even remember what his name was, but you know, it was a decent way to start it, and then the Hell in the Cell after that, and you know, but it started going downhill after the Linares fight. You know, the Hell in the Cell. I'm saying, was it Hell in the Cell? Elimination Chamber. That's what it was.
Chamber, yeah.
And then we went to England and we watched the undercards, bro. We, you know, Fraser Clark. That was cool. His professional debut, one round knockout, and then the women. What was her name, man? It was another one round knockout, but they took so much time in the middle of these fights, and they were all really easy fights, and then Kell Brook goes in there with you know, with
it was another easy fight, right?
Oh, bro, you know, with a damaged Khan, and from the first jab, you could see what was going on. And you know, a merciful stop is just a one-way fight. It's two dudes who they were lucky that England gave him that payday, bro. I mean, really, I don't think Brooks is a serious contention for any of the top welterweights today. You know, somebody said that he surpassed Boots Ennis. Oh, come on, man, Ortiz, bro. But
I hear you, brother.
It was what it was, bro. And then we went to freaking. You know, we went to see the Mungia fight after that, and they didn't get any better, bro. So,
well, there you go. Tony Boswell, I thought Brook might have problems with his eyesight, and Brook beat Khan like he stole candy from him in kindergarten. Beeb did such a good job with commentary. I had to watch it, he said. Look at that. The Beeb providing the commentary and ringside reporter, ladies and gentlemen. Teresa D with that super chat, much appreciated. It says, jab the like. Do that, guys. Jab the like button. All of the lights, ladies and gentlemen, with that big
Yeah, Beebs is repping the UK.
That's what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. But I'll tell you what, right now, you guys are tuning into the roundtable. Hit the like button. A lot to talk about here. Do me. Talk to me about Khan, bro. He took a ass beating, bro, and he's depressed. He wants to retire. I mean, obviously, right? And what's next for Brook?
Champ. This is what did he say?
I'm here to put you to sleep. That's what I'm here to do. We're going to see.
Who was capping? Bro, Khan had me going. I mean, me and Mario did a review on my podcast. For all those that don't know, it's the Boxing Biz podcast radio show on YouTube. And me and Mario, man, did a take on it. We watched the Terrence Crawford versus Khan fight. We watched the Kell Brook versus Terrence Crawford fight, and you know, picked out some of disadvantages and advantages that we could see, and at the end of the day, man, that that hip shot that Khan quit on gave it away for me. I was telling Mario was arguing because I know Mario sticks behind his man Khan, and not for nothing. This bout actually educated me more on both fighters. Being as though they had a history to this lead up, and I just felt that Kell Brook was doing pretty good in that Terrence Crawford fight until he wasn't. Right, he got caught with a good shot. Terrence Crawford is one of the best finishers in the sport, and even though he got finished that way, Khan's was less spectacular. But Khan to me felt like he quit. And in this fight, man, it was like, hey, listen, I got my money. My bet is on Kell Brook, and it happened the way it happened. Khan, I don't think his speed is so much gone. I just think that his chin is just gone, champ. I think his chin is just gone. I think that he's not able to take punches. I don't even know if he ever did have a chin. You know what I mean? I think that you get caught with certain punches, you can't really get around.
He was knocked out of lightweight. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. I think he's been knocked out at every weight class he's been in, by the way. But good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can't really say too much about how good he performed. What I can say is that I still saw speed. I still saw want in Khan, but Kell Brook was just too calm. He literally did not fear Khan at all. He made Khan look like Khan should have retired 2 years ago. Like, so but all jokes aside, Khan gave a lot to the sport. When he said it on the gloves off, I'm gonna retire. I thought I was hearing things. I even told Mario, I'm like, am I hearing things? I probably heard that wrong, but he did retire. So kudos to Khan, man.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised because this was a grudge match, and when you lose to somebody you really don't want to lose to, it's one thing if you get knocked out by Canelo, right? Because you could say, well, I went up in weight, he was a lot bigger than me, and I was doing good in the first 4 rounds, though. If we were the same size or whatever the case is, right? But here, now I'm very upset with myself because for years I've been on here saying Brook would destroy Khan. I've been saying it for years, but I just felt maybe I overestimated how done Kell Brook was, right? And underestimated how done Amir Khan is, and I ended up going with Khan because I thought, Kell Brook would have problems with the speed early. I thought he was a little shot and he wasn't going to be able to keep up with the punches early, and maybe, the eye would get messed up again, but nonetheless, it is what it is, okay? Jaime Mungia, is it time for him to step up, Doomy? What would it say?
Yeah, the mute was on there. Yeah, is it time for Jaime Mungia to step up? I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, look. I mean, Dimitri Ballard, he's a tough opponent for anybody. He made it seem so easy. I think that we underestimated the whole, him lying down and needing to lie down after the weight. He afterwards said that he never felt stronger in any bout before. So I don't know if it's mind games or what it is or whatnot, but he finished the guy, and Jaime Mungia is a pretty good finisher. And that Gabe Rosado fight, I really enjoyed that fight. I got to see a lot of growth in his style, and it transitioned over to this bout. And he made this, he made Dimitri Ballard quick work. And not for nothing, Ballard was in great shape too, man. He was in phenomenal shape. But body shots like that. Shots that he took were too much. So we got a big puncher in Jaime Mungia, and he's only growing. Does he need to step up? Yeah, I think the next step up was there after Gabe Rosado. I think Gabe Rosado showed me, what I needed to see from Jaime Mungia, and I don't know. I guess this next bout, I don't know who's really in line for him. I'll leave that for you guys to give options. I don't know.
Well, Bruce Ghost, talk to us, brother. Jaime Mungia. I mean, you weren't impressed.
I did want to say one last thing about Amir Khan. Sure. I mean, wherever he goes, he did give us a great career, and that was a good send off. He made a nice chunk of change. We all know boxers don't get pensions, and if that was his farewell, which I hope it was for both of them, I'm glad they made a nice payday for the fight. And getting on to Mungia, I mean, that was another one. I stayed up till I don't think it started till 11 o'clock Eastern time over here, man. And a day of letdown after letdown and sitting through undercards. Man,
How you really feel?
but bro, I'll tell you, bro. The night before the weigh-in did pique my interest. You know, seeing Mungia get laying down and getting fanned off, and because I've dealt in the nutritional supplement business for over a quarter decade, man, and I have seen people use diuretics and try to make weight for different competitions, actually die. I mean, it's a dangerous thing, man. And bro, and the first when I saw that, I was like, But could it be a work, man? Could that be to get more people interested in this fight? Because it's a day, 3 days of boxing, wrestling. There's only so much that the average fan can take, before they put MTV on or whatever they do these days. But
I hear you.
Bro, where was I going with Jaime Mungia?
Jaime Mungia, brother. Who should he fight next? Who do you like to see him in the ring next?
The 160 division or the 168 division?
Wherever you want him. Where do you want him?
Well, he's a 160. He's a 160 champ, correct?
Yeah. Well, he's not quite. He's like a silver type champion.
Oh, okay. I thought he might have been a regular champ because there's so many right now. I get me so confused, bro. You got the
he's not even the regular champion. The regular champion is Lara. You know what I mean? Like he's not even there.
He's an I think what is he? Intercontinental?
Like an intercontinental,
something like that.
Well, I mean, he looked good, but I didn't even really know who Dimitri Ballard was until a week before the fight.
There you go.
It's
well, let me ask you this, Bruce Goes. Just
ask me the style, bro.
Really quick. Mungia versus, give me a name. Who do you want to see him in the ring next?
Andrade.
Okay, there you go. It's a good fight. I'm down for that fight.
Legitimate belt right now, man. I'd like to see it happen.
All right.
I'm not the kind of a person who even thinks about crossing lines and PBC and Bob Arum. Bro, but I'm unrealistic. So these are fights I like to see. Yeah, he looked great against Ballard.
We got to demand these fights. We got to demand these fights. I hear you, brother. We got to demand these fights, regardless of anything. We are the demand of the product.
But I don't think they listen to us anymore because they know we're not gonna give them that 79.
But let's
throw the garbage at us.
But we're going to go ahead and proceed here. Mario, talk to us. What you want to see next from Mungia, brother?
A real fight. Listen, here's the thing, right? He fought Gabe Rosado, and everybody was so excited for that because, Gabe was looking good, and he was on the ride. And, Mungia, people kept talking shit about him stepping up and finally finding somebody that had real build. It almost felt like a WWE type of storyline, and it built, and it had this tremendous crescendo. It was a good fight, very good win. The Ballard fight, from the moment it was announced, and I know it was supposed to be a fight that already happened, felt kind of like a step back. And I'm not trying to say anything against Ballard. He's beaten guys that he was, that most people are supposed to beat. Alan Campos comes to mind, but he's not a tough opponent. He's not a mainstream opponent. So what did this accomplish? At the end of the day, it got him to look good in front of a bunch of people who still probably aren't super familiar with him. Who would I want him to fight next? Anybody, Andrade, Charlo, anybody that's willing to step in there and fight this guy. He's got a pretty decent name, pretty good recognition amongst the Hispanic crowd, and so this is a good fight. Like, he's there for the taking. There's a lot of people that could beat Mungia. I don't think he's a flawless fighter. I think he's going to make great fights, and that's why I think he's going to be around to stay. We'll see.
All right, Beeb, really quick. What's next from Mungia, brother? Were you impressed, and what's next?
I was impressed with Mungia. I think he's had some pretty decent competition since he's moved up to middleweight. The problem is, like I told Eric yesterday, he asked me the same question. Is he being protected? Is he avoiding big names, whatever? And I just think everyone else is tied up right now at this point. So who's he going to fight? He can't fight Golovkin. He can't fight Andrade. Andrade's getting ready to fight a mandatory. Charlo, who knows what he's going to do? He's over in PBC Island, so I don't think he's going to want to fight Mungia. But I think a Chris Eubank fight would be good. Maybe a Sulecki fight would be good. The thing I do like what they're doing with him, though, is they're keeping him active. So he's not going to sit there and wait around for the big names. They're going to just keep him active while gets in position to get a title shot. And soon enough, he'll be a mandatory for somebody. So I think sooner than later, we will see him in there with a quality opponent.
Well said. Well said. You guys are tuning in to the 69th edition of the HCP RoundTable. Hit that like button. We're still going to talk some Canelo in a little bit. What's his biggest challenges? Well, we are going to touch on Benavidez and how he cleared up some information about, what his manager or whatnot, or his promoter said, that is, about wanting $7 million to fight Andrade. And then, of course, the next topic, Marcos Maidana, ladies and gentlemen, he's back. By the way, I don't know if you guys have looked at his box rec, which I'm going to share in a little bit while these guys are talking, okay? He ain't looking so good. But he's going to be fighting a YouTuber named, I never heard of this dude, Yao Cabrera. When I first heard the name, I'm like, yeah, that's a good name. Is this an up-and-coming dude? Like, what's going on? Like, who's this guy he's fighting? And then the Saudis up, it's going to be in Dubai. They're paying big money, you know what I mean, to watch Marcos, the fat style Maidana. I don't know, man. Let me tell you something. The last time Maidana came back, he had one training session and quit and said, I don't want to box anymore, right? But he's going to be fighting an Instagram star, has over 10 million followers. He's a big star in Uruguay, and he's famous for faking his own death.
Say what?
Okay. That's what he is. But maybe now he is going to die, right? Like that's all I'm saying. But what if this YouTuber beats some? Like, what's going on over here? Is Maidana in any condition to fight? I don't know. Let's start with you, Dumi. What do you make of Maidana coming back, to fight a YouTuber, brother?
Bro, I mean, look, man, it looks like Yao Cabrera is like the Jake Paul, Logan Paul of Uruguay, Argentina, right?
He's talking mad shit. He's getting in his face saying, "Tú ya estás cagado, estás viejo," and like, you haven't done shit in 7 years. He's talking like he's a fighter.
Yeah, nah, he's a real loud character. He got the crazy suits and shit, at the press conferences. Maidana does look like Maidana ate Maidana, right? But he has been working out, and you guys need to don't forget who Chino Maidana is, man. I mean, we're talking about a real brute in the ring. His style is
Buddha. He looks like Buddha now. Like,
yeah, Buddha, no Buddha, bro. He's gonna come at you with the heat. And I mean, look, how out of shape can he be? How many rounds are they gonna fight? I mean, this is definitely a money grab for Chino Maidana, and why not? And this is going to be huge in Latino America, and look, it's even big out here. I mean, look, Chino Maidana fought against Mayweather, one of the, if not the biggest star in boxing, and he's garnered attention all over the world because of that, and more, obviously. I see you got him up there.
Got his mug shot up there.
Se ve jodido, bro.
Yeah, for everybody that's on the visual, I guess you're looking at Chino right now with the mustache. But for those that don't see, he looks a little heavy. Head looked like it grew a couple of sizes, Barry Bonds style. And I still think though, what's this weight? This bout is going to be at a catch weight. What is this? Because I know the other guy looks smaller.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't say, you know what I mean? But it's going to be in Dubai, you know what I mean, on the 28th.
Look, if it's going to Dubai, I mean, it's got to be garnering some good, some crazy attention. Why else would they take it to Dubai, right?
Yeah. Well, there you go. Hey, Bruce Goes, talk to us, brother. Well, what do you make of this? First of all, what condition does Maidana need some weed? Like, I mean, maybe he needs to do that instead of whatever else he's taking.
He's already got it, and this cat that he's gonna box, he's got it too. I saw him nosing off at in that auditorium, throwing the drink at each other, and we just snuck the WWE in there, and this is a work, bro. Madonna's not gonna hurt this cat. This guy looked like he
it's a work.
Oh yes.
If you know, throw the fight, conspiracy theory.
I don't know how they're gonna script it, bro. But if it was the real deal, Maidana could have taken his head off with a little short right hand. You know, it just would be. He'd probably go to jail for assault with a deadly weapon, bro. That's how bad it looked to me when I saw this YouTuber getting in his face. So yeah, I think it's probably going to be a work. There's going to be all kind of clauses. They'll probably have 2-pound gloves on. You know. Nah, it's not boxing. It's one of the sideshows. You know, we're fed a lot of these along the way. We hear about some of these that are going to happen. They never happen. So who knows if it's going to happen? And hey, if I can stream it, I'll watch it. You know, if there's nothing else happening, maybe no two broads in an MMC and a UFC fight going at it. Then then I'll watch. But I'm 100% pure boxing at heart. If that's not on, then I'll go see other combat sports, and that falls below the women's MMA to me.
Oh, there we go. And Joe Habib.
I'm not gonna
hold Habib. Oh, I'm sorry, bro.
This is what I watch, bro. I'm a total casual as far as anything except boxing. Even boxing, I'm kind of a casual there when I'm humbled by some of the people like yourself that I come on panels with. But I just call it like I see it, bro. You know.
This dude has like signed autographs of like boxing legends and old ring man. He's saying he's a casual. Like bro, if you're a casual, what am I? But with that said. Hey, but definitely not a casual. Shout out to the OG Bruce Goes. Hey, Joe Habib, what do you think of this? Like, are you? I mean, none of us are surprised anymore by this stuff. But is this going to be a pattern? Are we going to see more and more of this?
What, the exhibitions? Yeah, these exhibitions, they're not going away. They're not going away. They are not going away, man. Ever since Logan Paul beat Mayweather in a decision, man.
Brother, you look younger than Maidana, brother. Like by far.
Well, he's 39. So he's getting up there.
He looks 50 in at it. Like he looks like you two should swap ages.
No, he looks all right, man. He'll be all right, man. Don't worry about it.
No, I better watch my mouth. I'm gonna run into this dude.
I mean, that's that. You know, sometimes they catch you on a bad day. It could be a bad day or something. Maybe he just woke up, he didn't do his hair. You never know.
Oh, look at this guy.
That happens someday. Someday you walk out of like Walgreens or something. Just pick.
It looks like a mug shot, bro.
You get up at like you go to Walgreens at 7 in the morning in your slippers. You're picking up a prescription. You know, you don't do your hair. You don't do your hair. That happens sometimes. You know what I mean?
You get arrested and photographed. That's what it looks like.
So like BoxRec can't find a better picture for Marcos Maidana, former 2 division champion.
Bro, that picture's been there forever.
Bro,
Jesus Christ.
DWI photo. That's messed up.
That's his going out. That's his going out photo and shit. He was at the.
I don't know. His hair looks gelled up. I don't know.
Yeah, he put a bunch of.
No, he just got out of the. He just got out of the shower, man. He just got out of the shower, and like a paparazzi went like this to him. Come on, give him a break.
I got half a tube of Johnny B in there. Promise.
Yo, nobody tell Maidana is talk shit. He's gonna knock me out if he sees me. So don't say anything, okay? hey, but Beeb, I want to ask you a question.
Sure.
So would you be disappointed Maidana goes in there just destroys the guy? Like
he won't do that. He won't do that.
Or are you expecting him to do the right thing like David Haye did and carry him?
He'll do the right thing. He'll do the right thing.
But that's what you want? You want him to carry him?
Yeah, I do. I don't want to see YouTubers get hurt.
Come on.
I'm not like you, man. I mean, you want to see people get disfigured, and you're like blood sport, man. You're like you want to see the Kumite, brother. That's not what I'm about, Daddy.
Hey.
You're like the guy. You're like that guy when you see 2 kids in the street fighting, right? Instead of jumping in and breaking them up, you're freaking cheering them on. Get him, kid. Get him.
Hey, but Mario, what's up with your boy Maidana? Looking like he just got out of bed, or I think he looks like he's in a cell block, in my opinion.
Yo, bro, it looked like he had a long one.
I wouldn't want to share a cell block with this dude.
Nah. Well, yeah, no. You're right. Listen, I first of all, I think the main point here is, and Bruce has said it earlier, there is no 401k, there is no retirement plan for these guys. However they can make their bread, make it. They ain't robbing me because I ain't gonna pay for it. You know what I mean? Like, this ain't for me. This isn't for us, this crowd or whatever. Like, I don't even think I'll go out of my way to try to find how to watch it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't appeal. But ultimately, you can't have this crossover thing happen, right? without it attracting more and more people to come in. Like I expect Khan is going to end up fighting in one of these. You know, who knows if De La Hoya comes back? Like these things will just keep happening. And, you know, at the end of the day, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me because we don't have to pay. We don't have to watch. But yeah, I think Maidana takes it easy on him. He would kill this dude if he didn't. You know what I mean? And so that's not what he wants. It's a work.
You know what I find funny in the movie Bloodsport? How like when they're fighting, the people to show us the viewer that they're betting, like they're like watching with the money, like
oh yeah.
Like, who does that? Like,
you want me to show you the dim mock? Ready? Watch the. I'll show you the dim mock. Ready?
Damn, Beebs know the dim mock.
there you go.
You look like
Man.
you tried to throw a Hayukin.
But bro,
Okay. But check this out. Nah, I don't want these boxers to carry these motherfuckers. No se juega al boxeo, okay?
Vaya,
No se
pues.
puede jugar boxeo. You don't play boxing.
Vaya.
Fuck them up to put a stop to this nonsense. They think they could play boxing? Fuck them up. That's what you got to do. You got to fuck these dudes up. One thing I respect about MMA, when a dude thinks they could do MMA, they make an example out of them and they toss them out the back like they did CM Punk. Okay, like CM Punk was talking all this smack. Oh, I could do MMA. That guy you beat is a bum, and he got taken down. He got beat up. He got choked out. The next fight, he got slapped around, and they threw him out back. Okay, like this dude I didn't need anymore. Okay, James Toney. Hey, all the respect to James Toney. Okay, Hall of Famer for sure in my book. I think they voted him in the Hall of Fame. They should have anyway, but you know he was talking all that smack. Hey, they had to do what they had to do. They had to choke him out. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you want to come over here? It is what it is. And when he said, hey, Randy, come to boxing, Randy said, nah, I'm not going to box you. You're going to knock me out, right? So it's time for people to show respect to the sport of boxing, bro. Like, that's all I'm saying. Make an example. Like, yes, do it again.
Finish him.
That's what you got to do.
I
With
bet
that
Randy
said,
wish you box now.
With that said, let's talk about Benavidez, man. Let's talk about Benavidez. Benavidez is promoter, okay, Samson, all right, was actually on the Boxing Voice, and he had said that they need more than $7 million to fight Andrade and all this other stuff, okay. But recently, Marcos Villegas of Fight Hub, you guys can check out the interview. It's on his channel. He talked to David Benavidez, and Benavidez, I think, clarified it because he didn't deny that he wants more than $7 million, but he basically said, look, man, it's a big fight. I respect Andrade, and we both deserve to make a lot of money for that fight because we're both former world champions, right? And he said he's willing to fight Andrade. He won't be like these other guys that won't fight him. If he moves up to 168, he has no problem fighting him next. But, you know, but he didn't deny the 7 million figure that Samson put out there. Okay, I just want to go ahead and say that. Okay, Mario, let's start with you, brother. What do you make of this whole situation? And do you think Benavidez is? You think 7 million is a little too high there for an Andrade fight?
Yeah, I think it's definitely too high. Here's the thing. Do I think it's high, like logistically speaking, you know, as a fan on the outside or you know, a journalist who's covered certain aspects of the sport? Yes. Do I think it's high in the sense that this is the trend that we've been on for the last several years of higher and higher, paydays, that we're now in like a bubble that we, you know, is going to burst eventually, like it has to. That fits the narrative. You know, these guys want more and more money. And so ultimately, I think that it was a bad idea from the very beginning to even say a name. This is why you don't say a name. This is why you don't put it out there like Canelo with Charlo. Like, this is the whole thing. And, you know, I know we're going to talk about that later, but this is why you don't do those things, because then you stir up Twitter, then you stir up IG, then you stir up the chat. And guess what happens? They call you out on your bullshit. So if you say a name and then you essentially backpedal a bit, because that's what it felt like. Even though David, I don't put a lot on David because obviously he's, you know, being promoted and he has managers and people in his place. I think David will fight anybody. I think he's tough as balls. But I also think that he is a commodity within the sport of boxing, and that makes him responsible, kind of like, you know, you get stocks and you have this board and you're responsible to, you know, your stockholders. That's kind of what's going on with David Benavidez. There are so many people that have invested in his career and they're basically stockholders and they're trying to get paid out. And Demetrius Andrade does not represent the best thing, in terms of the Dow going up the next day.
Man. And he finished right when I was having my drink. He had to finish. You know what I mean?
I got it.
So with that said, Beeb, same question to you. Well, what do you make of it? I mean, 7 million. You know what I mean? Like, what?
Did he confirm that he wanted 7 million? You said he
did not confirm, nor did he deny.
No.
He basically what he basically said was, "We're both former world champions. We should both get paid." Is the way he framed. He did some damage control for sure, but he didn't deny it.
You do remember when I interviewed Andrade and I asked him about Benavidez, and he said the same thing. He wanted to get paid for that fight as well. So they're both on the same page as far as getting paid for fighting each other. Whether or not, I mean, supposedly Mikey Garcia got 7 million to fight Jesse Vargas. So again, once that bar is set, fighters see that, and then they're gonna say, well, if this guy can get it, so can I. I don't fault fighters for trying to make the most amount of money they can. But Mario made a great point. Once you start name dropping, people are going to hold you to your words because the internet is forever. You call guys out, and the fight gets proposed, and then there's a back and forth, and everyone wants to negotiate the fight on YouTube and Twitter, and then people pick sides, this, that, and the third, and then it just becomes like my dad can beat up your dad type of argument, right? And this is where we're at now with this fight. I don't think Andrade is going to get that Canelo golden ticket, so he's going to have to fight somebody, and he may just, if he moves up to 168, he may just have to fight David Benavidez. And when I interviewed him, I said, he's ranked number 1 by the WBC. You go up there and you beat him, you take his ranking, but he was adamant about getting paid for it. And I'm not going to argue with the guy. I mean, he knows what he wants. I'm not part of the management team. I'm not a manager in boxing, but if I was his manager, I would probably try to push to make that fight at 168 because I don't see what else is going to be out there for Andrade right now. Because the mandatory he has lined up is a tough fight too, and I'm sure he's not going to get paid what he wants to get paid for that fight either. That's a high risk, low reward type fight.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money right there. Shout out to the chat, by the way. 61 likes in under an hour. Let's get to 70 ASAP. Go ahead and hit that like button, guys. Throw a jab at the like button. Right across to the subscribe. Hit that uppercut on that bell button so you're notified when this goes on. All right, check this out. Bruce goes, the one and the only, the OG. Talk to us, brother. What do you make of Benavidez, saying, hey, me and Andre needs to make this money? Do you think he's outpricing himself? How do you see it?
The figures totally astound me. The between $7 and $8 million. Now, first of all, I'm a homer. I'm from Rhode Island, man. I'm an Andrade boy all the way, and that's what we call him around here, man. Demetrius Andrade. And bro, people don't know who he is in his own backyard. Only the hardcore know who he is, man.
I thought you were gonna pump him up,
bro. I love Demetrius Andrade. I love the Patriots. I love the Red Sox. I love the Celtics. I love the Bruins, man. I'm a homer, bro. Carl Yastrzemski's best baseball player I've ever seen, man. And I've seen Roger Clemens. I used to go to McCoy Stadium in Pawtucket by myself. I'm a homeboy, bro. I don't care if they go to Texas, they're gone. Tom Brady. I don't know who the fuck Tom Brady is anymore, man. You know what I'm saying, bro? I'm for the team, for the colors, not for the player. And Demetrius Andrade, bro, it's a shame, man. He was out of the amateurs, great. I mean, so many people projection him, but then
Olympian.
But then people just stopped knowing who he was anymore. And we only the real boxing fans. What about Andrade? And then people couldn't even pronounce his name right. Andrade. How is this guy supposed to get any respect and any exposure? Because he's just not fighting anybody. And he's a two-time champion, but he's never fought a champion. It's and then people know that in Rhode Island. And we want to see the fight, but if his hometown is not going to fill a fucking stadium for him, you think the rest of the world and the country is going to go behind him? I want to see Demetrius Andrade. He's got to do something real fast. He's no spring chicken, bro. He's in his mid-30s. He's got to spark up. He's got to fight any and all contenders in the middleweight and the super middleweight division if he really wants to make anything and make any cash. Because he's from a laid back Cape Verdean family, bro. He's got a nice pad, but he could have been a superstar. Maybe he still can. I hope he does. David Benavidez, another one, man. We want to see some discipline. We want to see him defend his titles, not lose him on the scale, not have him stripped because he's been snorting fucking coke, bro. Believe me, everything I do, I break no laws. I told you, I'm a card carrying marijuana patient in the state of Rhode Island. My arthritis is feeling good right now, puffing and talking boxing with you guys. I'm not even thinking about that. So, I mean, I'm a high advocate for it. So,
please, Bruce, please.
There you go, Bruce, my guy.
But man, I'd like to see this fight happen. I'd like to see Demetrius Andrade take the low money, man. And if you can beat Benavidez, move on. Make that magic fight with the redheaded Mexican stepchild, bro. I mean, I want to see them all fight together. But hey, like I said, I'm a casual over here, bro. Man, that's not me talking. That's this purple haze I'm smoking, bro. I don't know.
Purple haze.
This whole channel's getting canceled.
Excuse me while I kiss the sky.
You got that, brother. Give the kid give him a like and give him a super chat.
Yeah, that's right. That's
styles, man.
Hey, man, OG Bruce Ghost. Good to have you here, brother. Hey, do me. So what's up, man? Do you think that was more doing damage control for promoter throwing the 7 million figure out there, or do you think they really do? Like, how do you feel about the whole thing? Let me just put it that way.
I gotta look after my investment.
You know what it is, D, man. You gotta look after your investments, man. And it's only right that the promoter's asking for big money. Gotta ask for the big money. But this is what I like about David Benavidez, that no matter what, he always makes sure that it's clear that he'll fight any of these top guys. He's looking for big fights. He's looking for big money. I think that guys like Charlo and I lost my mind right now. Who are we talking about? Charlo and who?
Benavidez.
Benavidez.
Yo, the weed is going all the way to
I think
second-hand.
I think I'm getting the second hand, which I think I should screw something up. Actually, he got the.
There you go.
Yeah, no, Benavidez and Charlo are.
I was gonna make a point, but then I got high.
It's Charlo's and Benavidez. Definitely.
Andrade Benavidez,
excuse me, are gonna see. No. What I'm talking about is Charlo. That's where I was trying to go into it. Lost my mind there, but guys like Charlo, guys like Andrade, and the third fighter that still slipped my mind that I wanted to talk about is that they're gonna eventually see each other. You know what I mean? Caleb Plant. All these guys are going to eventually see each other. And the only one that I've always seen, with the headstrong mindset that he wants to fight everybody is Benavidez. So to me, I think Benavidez is just making sure that everybody knows, promoters of other fighters, that he's willing to fight. He's not going to cap himself at a certain number if, big fights need to happen. So, Yeah, I think David Benavidez is he has a good mindset, and out of all the guys, I think that he's the one that's really chasing the harder fights.
There you go. Hey, man, here's what I'll say. I think it was definitely a little bit of damage control, but no doubt they're definitely putting the price range up there. I think both of them are like, look, if you want us to fight each other, you're going to have to pay us this much. And if that's too much, no problem. I'll fight some of these other guys. I think that's what it is. Okay. Simple as that. Just really quick, Nando Llamas, Team Batman Boxing, Chicano Prophet, Tony Boswell in the building, Little Penny, JC, knocked out by Kenny on here. Lennox was best. Shout out to Lennox Lewis as well, by the way. Antonio freaking Luna on here. Or not just Antonio Luna, Antonio freaking Luna, okay? HLD on here. Mario Mungia doing double duty. Look at that in the chat as well. And Chido Boxing. Shout out to you and shout out to everyone else who is listening. The Shoe Shine's on here. Make sure you tune in tonight to the Shoe Shine. And I'll power punch with Calix. I'll be live with him after the roundtable as well on Calix Boxing. So it is what it is. We'll see where that goes. I do find it interesting. He said he would fight Canelo for free, but Andrade $7 million. You know what I mean? Like, I just find that, you know, like, be careful with what you say. That's all I'm saying. Okay. With that said, there's no $14 million for both guys for this fight. Sorry. Like, you know what I mean? And I think they're both pricing each other out to make this fight. That's how I feel. Okay. Let's go on and talk about Saul Canelo Alvarez. Those that just came in, you can go to the archive. We did talk about the Dillian Whyte situation. He signed to fight Tyson Fury. Okay, we did talk about the Khan versus, you know, Kell Brook fight. We talked about Jaime Mungia and Marco's Maidana fighting a YouTuber. Okay, so make sure you guys could always check that out on the archive. Hit my like button, by the way. Okay, or five more. We're at 70 likes, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I believe in you guys. Okay, I believe in you. All right, check this out. Yo, Canelo, I like English Canelo. I like heel Canelo, like I do. You know, not Canelo. You know what I mean? That's see, this is a heel turn he's made, but he's like Stone Cold in his prime, where like everybody likes him though. You know what I mean? Everybody hates the baby faces, and he's like the Stone Cold of the era. Okay, every time Canelo does something, I hear that glass shatter. You know what I mean? That's what I hear, you know. Dun 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 dun. He comes out. Let me tell you guys something, all right? Let me tell you guys something right now, all right? I am very, very excited about this heel Canelo. He calls out Coppinger, all right? And that's what we call him around this part, Coppinger, all right? Coppinger was going out. Oh, it's official. Everything is all but said. We're just waiting on Gennady Golovkin to sign. He said nothing's official, and then he talks back to Canelo. He talks back to him. No, I clearly said it's not official because Gennady Golovkin hasn't signed. No, I haven't agreed to shit. Stop lying to people. Nothing's official. I haven't agreed to anything. First of all, who's Gennady Golovkin to hold up that deal? Get the fuck out of here, okay? So I haven't agreed to nothing. Me, stop lying to the people, all right? Stop lying to the people, he said. That's what he said. Bruce goes, what do you think about Canelo calling out Coppinger on Twitter? He made him delete his post.
Man.
Oh, look at this guy.
Well, you know, it kind of says a lot about the credibility of Coppinger, right, man? I don't follow the guy. I don't even think I follow him on Twitter, or if I do, I don't read his tweets. You know, after you've been around for a little bit, you get to know one or two people. Something happens, you press dial on the phone. You kind of, you know, it'll either be news to them, or they'll say that's fucking bullshit, man. Don't believe it. So, you know, Mike Coppinger, he can just keep babbling, and it doesn't affect me one way or the other, these styles. I was watching you get all rattled back that day, and you dropped the link there. He says, hey, Bruce, come on. I'm like, nah, I don't really want any part of this, bro. But, man, you know, we've all got heroes and villains out there.
I still got him talking about it, though. Look, right now.
Okay, bro. Okay, man. Slow down, bro. He's just another one of those mouthpieces flying around out there. You want to click on him and listen to him, that's fine, man. I personally don't, and I say fuck him because you don't like him, these styles. I don't like him either.
Oh, there we go. I don't like the guy either. There we go. All right. Hey, Doomy, I know you to you, he's got a good, like, Doomy is out here backstage sounding, he's got a great back. He's like King Griffey Jr. in his prime, you know, batting average. You know what I mean? I'm like, what? Like, he leads the league in RBIs and everything when it comes to reporting. So you want to cap for cap?
Yeah, move him out of here, Darren.
Talk to him.
Oh man, what am I gonna say, man? Cop, listen, I'm not gonna say he's Ken Griffey Jr. You know what I mean? I don't know the sport of baseball so well to give you another at bat, but you know, he, for the most part, you know, he hits doubles and triples, you know, every now and then hits home runs. This one was a bunt that went wrong, and you know, he called beef with Canelo. Canelo's always straightforward like that. making sure that his watching public always knows that he's in control of his career. So I get Canelo, coming at him like that. And I don't know, Cop made a mistake. I mean, in journalism, this shit happens, right? Reporting, sometimes this shit happens. I don't know exactly who the main source was, in telling him that everything was the way it was. I don't know if it was just something that I guess written in literature was portrayed a different way than what he might have wanted to. I don't know if he said it's guaranteed, it's signed. I mean, you can get lost sometimes in the way you put words together. But yeah, he's not Ken Griffey Jr. But I know that he got this one wrong. Obviously, Canelo, he really made him take it down, that post?
No, he didn't make him take
He
it down.
didn't make him. He just
Voluntarily
deleted it. Yeah,
I'm
he
like,
deleted
shit.
it.
I'm like,
He made
damn.
him take a voluntary is what he did.
Damn, did he like?
Hey, get the fuck out of here because I'm gonna fuck you out right now, motherfucker.
That was great.
Oh man, Mario says same question to you, brother. What you make of it?
Yeah, listen, I think that Doomy has a point to a degree. I mean, Cop is part of one of the biggest media conglomerates in the world. These guys, he had resources coming in ESPN. Let's just be honest about that, right? Here's the issue though. You have dropped the ball on this same story now multiple times. I think that he continued to push the envelope. Like, I have a theory, right? Let's put the hat on. I think that part of what he reported was true. I think that Canelo or his team, nobody wanted that out there because, again, as we talked earlier, when you talk about opponents, then the fans hold you to those opponents. Now if you're not picking Charlo, everybody knows that you had the chance to pick Charlo. In this situation, to put out a story that you're suggesting Triple G is holding this up, this guy has become the Amir Khan, Terrence Crawford of wanting the fights, like with Mayweather Pacquiao, and that's what he's been doing. And then he's just gonna what? I mean, come on, whoever gave you that, you had to have vetted, you had to have seen the writing on the wall, I think. But ultimately, it's just hard because, again, I've done that job. Right? I've tried to be a journalist. It is very hard because even when you get in with people, they don't want to give you the story. They want to give it to the Keith Idicks and they want to give it to the Dan Rafaels because they're going to get more traction with that. So you know what I'm saying? Like, he has these guys. We can't dispute the fact that he is a major part of breaking news in boxing. But at the end of the day, there is something to be said about, trust. In an age of journalism that's being called fake, and CNN and MSNBC and Fox News just give you bullshit that's completely perpetrated by their own agendas. It's just horseshit, and you cannot put yourself into that box because a lot of times they won't ever let you out.
Hey, Doobie, you got one of those fake news? You don't got one of those?
Like a Trump fake news? Oh, that's a ESPN thing. No.
All right.
That would have been clutch.
That would have been clutch, but
Fake
not
news.
quite, not
Just
quite,
give it.
not quite.
Just do your
Well, that
impression.
falls with the guy in the
I could definitely do the voiceover.
D does a good impression. I don't know.
Fake
why
news.
No.
Okay, there we go. Joe Habib, talk to us. What's going on here, brother? Do you think it's just an honest mistake, like Doomy said?
No, I think he does it on purpose because he just wants the clicks. And he all he has to do is put sources in front of it, and he can just say, "Hey, I was lied to." But he knows these stories aren't true. I think he leaks things for people just to get people's names in the headlines. The press is these guys have turned into PR people. They're not journalists anymore. They're just not. They're just not. And no one cares anymore. When Dan, I don't like Dan as a person because I've seen Dan, and he's a very rude, he's an unlikable guy. But I always respected the work he did. Dan never did. When Dan put something out, he was right. He never had to retract it. It's one thing you could, like Steve Kim, he'll say, "I've been told. I've been told this. I've been told that." And Coppinger puts out things as their fact. Like he put out a tweet today. Dillian Whyte hasn't signed his portion of the contract yet, and he has till midnight to do so. Okay, how the fuck do you know he hasn't signed his portion of the contract? There's no way anybody would ever know that in the media. You're never going to know that.
Listen,
you know what I mean? You're just never going to know that. Dillian Whyte's not going to call Coppinger up, and no one from Dillian Whyte's legal team or management team is going to call Coppinger up and say, hey, we haven't signed our contract yet. And there's no way he's going to be able to reach out to anyone over that side and get that information. He just puts shit out there just for the sake of putting it out there. And then when he put that out there, 2 hours later, Dillian Whyte signed the contract. So it's like, well, what the fuck is the sense? So it's just the way he words things. Like he puts them in definitive terms, and it's not definitive. Just say rumor, I heard, I've been told, and then you wouldn't catch so much heat. Even Dan Raphael called him up before too, saying you're fast and loose with it. And I've talked to some people that hired Coppinger before, and they said, yeah, he's a little bit too fast and loose with it. He wants to be first. So,
yeah, I mean, sources say
sources say. Anyone can do that. That's not journalism. Dan Raphael used to get quotes from people when he would break something.
I just think like if you're like, I get that sometimes you can't give up the source. I get that. Yeah, but if that source is always giving you shit that's not true, how good is that source?
Well,
like, who is it? The dude like carrying the spit bucket in the gym? Is it the janitor? Like,
he talks to Tim Smith over at PBC a lot.
Whoa, he's just throwing names out.
I'm gonna say it. He talks to Tim Smith. He does it.
I think a lot of people talk to Tim, though. I mean,
but again, Tim has a way of using the press as a PR.
Oh, 100%.
What Tim likes to do is he'll float names out there, and he'll say, yeah,
Coppinger.
He's using Coppinger, yeah.
So I like how Mario said, well, everybody talks to him. Like, well, so this is our. I think I'll leave it at this before we get to the main topic here. I think it's a mix of information he is getting. Like, even if somebody tells him, well, I think this is going to happen, he kind of runs with it. It's that, and the same thing we do. Like, we kind of try to use our intuition or like our conjecture of some sort, to kind of gauge, what's going on. But my issue is not, it's not that he just tweets out, hey guys, I have a feeling from what I'm being told, I think this fight's going to happen. No, he literally says, oh, it's done. It's a done deal. Like, Canelo has agreed to his whole portion of the deal. Like, and then he uses terms like all but done.
Yeah.
But what does that mean?
Well,
like, what do you mean it's all but done?
Let me just ask Mario a question. Over on the PB side, really, who else can you talk to besides Tim Smith? Who else will talk to you?
No, 100%.
No, that's what I'm saying. So, like, whenever he breaks something from PBC and he says sources, like, the only person you could really talk to over there is Tim Smith. There's no one else. There's no one else you can talk to.
But can we also agree though that and this as well as anybody?
Sure.
There are certain Twitter handles out there, IGs out there. If you know whose they are, they leak stuff all the time. Like some of the stuff, like we found out about the Canelo Charlo stuff. Cop ever reported it, but it came from a Twitter that's not verified, not always right. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You know what else?
So there are a lot of leaks on that ship is all I'm trying to say. Tim is the only one that puts his name to it. So I respect him for that.
You know what else that happens a lot too? Someone will send an email out and it won't get responded to. And then that's reported as, oh, the two sides are in talks. How are they in talks? If like, oh, well, we sent them an email. Okay, but he never responded to the email. Right?
Right.
Canelo came out and said, I never responded to the offer. So how could they be in talks? No, you sent them an email and then it'll be reported as they're in talks. You know what I mean? What I think too is it's a lot of clout chasing. Let's put Charlo's name in the headlines, right? Let's put Benavidez's name in the headlines, and let all these sites report on this, that, and the third. And these guys just get their names put out there, and it gets attached to Canelo's name, and it's just PR for them. That's what I think it is.
Well, At the end of the day, I just think the batting average isn't that good. I think that's the issue. He's trying to be first. He's not trying to be correct. I know HLD's saying he's not going to give him a hard time because everybody does it. Like, not quite though.
No,
like,
they don't.
Let's give respect to the reporters that don't do that.
Keith Idec doesn't do that.
No,
Keith Idec does not do that. Steve Kim does not do that.
Although I don't think he said. Yeah, he did say the entire industry. So I guess it could just, it is what it is.
Dan Raphael never did that.
It's just the way it is, man. Get quotes on these guys, and it never hurts to contact. Like, would it hurt them to contact?
Talk to both sides too. Talk to both sides. Don't just talk to one side.
Why didn't you contact Reynoso? Like, well, what happened to contacting the camp? And even if they say no comment or refuse to comment or something like that, I don't see that happening.
That's a great point. Great point. And you know what's another weird thing? Now that you said that, you made me realize, wasn't Cop the one that had the in with Canelo when he was going through the De La Hoya stuff? Like, remember Cop had that in with him and with Ryan Garcia, and he was breaking all those stories about, the rift between him and De La Hoya. De La Hoya even cut him off for a little bit about it. Like, he was in that camp. Like, he was getting, gold and complete exclusives. What happened? Like, it is very sour now, it seems.
That's right. We're living in a secretive, a lot of secrets, and then it's a lot of stealth journalism. Let's say that. Like, we don't know who's giving out the information, and then it was sourced. It's what I was told, and then it's crazy. All right. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, as we all know, another announcement we're waiting on is Saul Canelo Alvarez. Okay, we're waiting for him to announce his next fight. So from 160, right? From 160 to 175 pounds. Look at this graphic right here. We got Beterbiev, we got Bivol, we got Benavidez, we got Triple G, we got Charlo, we got Andrade, we got Zurdo Ramirez somewhere. We got a lot of guys out here, guys. I want you to give me a name. And after everybody gives a name, we could have further discussions. But first, we're going to start one name at a time. Who is the toughest challenge for Saul Canelo? Now, not the most popular fight, not the most exciting, not the one that would sell most pay-per-views. We're talking sweet science. Who would give this guy the toughest challenge out of all these guys? All right. I want to know what you guys think. Let's start with you, Mario.
Oh, I was scared you were going to come to me first. Yeah, listen, if I have to give one name, I'm just going to I have to go with Bivol. I think Bivol, just the size in and of itself, would have to make Canelo get up for the fight in a way that, it's like if you haven't been in there before, then you don't know if you can do it, and sparring can only take you so far. So I think that Bivol presents the toughest challenge. Not to say that, again, like you said, it's not I'm saying he's like the pound for pound better fighter or anything like that. I just think when you stack them up, tell the tape, Bivol's the toughest.
So you got Bivol. All right. Do me. We're going to do the 1-2 punch. Now we're going to go to Do me. Who is the doomsday for Canelo here, man? Who's the toughest challenge for him from 160 to 175?
I got to go with Archer Beterbiev on this one. Mario brought some good points up about Dimitri. I was leaning towards him, too, because of the way he fights. He's pretty much light on his feet throughout his whole throughout all the rounds whenever I see him. So I would think that kind of movement, Caleb Plants. But I just don't know if he can take the onslaught of forward pressure and combination punching that Canelo would bring. I think that he'd be able to cut off the ring and stop that movement that Bivol usually has. And I think that concerns me because I think that's really pretty much what Bivol has for me. An advantage is that he can jump around on those feet. But Archer Beterbiev is a monster. He's real tough. He's strong. He's been cut in fights and still, fights through the adversity. Saw what he did to Marcus Brown. He's a hard hitter. I mean, we could sit here and say, he's been knocked down, but this is boxing. You're going to get knocked down by some good shots. He gets up, and that's what matters. So, yeah, I give it to Archer Beterbiev. I think that, as much as I want to say David Benavidez will be a tough fight and all that, I think that Canelo just kind of surpasses the weight division where he's a champion at. He can go anywhere. I mean, look, he was going to fucking fight Makabu. We're not getting it, but hey.
Well, hey, shout out to Sly Tennis. I forgot to mention earlier, brother, joining the D-Style Boxing membership. Much appreciated. Shout out to Sly out there, man. I appreciate that support. Joe Habib, Better Beeb, talk to us. All right, who is the most dangerous challenger?
Yeah, I agree with Doomy. I think it's Better Beeb because it's because of the danger he presents. I think he could knock Canelo out because he's just so strong and powerful and heavy-handed. And I think that he's the type of guy where he likes to mix it up. He gets up close. He's not a guy like Bivol who's going to poke and prod from the outside. He's going to be aggressive, put on a lot of pressure, and Canelo would have to fight him off of him. He's not going to have the luxury of, having a guy like Bivol who's going to stay on the outside and, just be economic with the offense. Better Beev is just a guy who's relentless, and he's pretty durable too. And the big question is, will Canelo be able to hurt Better Beev and stop all of that forward momentum? That's the question. So yeah, I think it's a very dangerous fight, I think.
Man, all right. 2 Better Beev, 1 Bivol, Bruce goes. Who do you got, brother? Who's the biggest challenge for him?
Man, I'm gonna have to go with Doomy and Joe, bro. I said right from the start, all of these fights are foam at the mouth appetizing. But if I had to pick one of them, I would pick either Better Beev or Beterbiev, which either one, bro. He just seems to have that style, almost like Triple G on steroids, man. It would be a great fight, and I think he'd be able to hurt Canelo. Who knows? But it would be a 50-50 fight, and I'm gonna stick with the consensus, and I'm gonna go with Beterbiev.
So you're gonna go with Beterbiev. You're not gonna go with your hometown dude, Andrade?
Bro, you just said pick one, man. I could go through every one of them out there and make an argument.
All right.
Nope.
So no, you're not gonna go with Andrade. Let me tell you guys something right now. Okay. Well, I agree that look, Better Beev's no joke, right? But I gotta go. The one I'm gonna pick, I'm gonna go with Mario here. Okay. I'm gonna go with Bivol. I'm gonna go with Bivol because of his style, right? It may not be as exciting of a fight. It may not be I don't think Bivol can knock out Canelo, right? So it's a different type of danger. But the danger isn't getting knocked out. The danger is, Canelo's losing rounds here, guys. He's winning rounds here, guys. Like he might pull this off. Like I feel like Bivol can pull it off. Like if he executes, he's the most dangerous in terms of winning. Right, he may not leave the fight feeling as much pain as a Better Beef fight, but he's more likely to lose on the scorecards, and that's the most likely scenario in my opinion, as far as like losing. Okay, I'm gonna have to go with the other dude, man, with Bivol. You know what I mean? The movement. You know what I mean? Have you guys seen Bivol in a dance floor before? Have you guys seen him in those moves and shit? I'm just
bust into him in the ring.
Hey, what is he doing? Shuffle dancing?
No, it's like house music. Like he's dancing to house music in his head and shit. Like something else is playing. He's just like
he's out there raving.
He's voguing, bro. Raving. Like vogue.
Yeah.
He's river dancing. He can do any type of movement you want. Bivol's got. He's got a moving business even. Like 1-800 Bivol movement. Like he'll show up, he'll move your furniture and everything. He's a moving specialist. I'm just saying, okay. But make no mistake about it. I do think both are definitely, because it's at a higher weight class, because they're both kind of like still relevant. They're undefeated. Bivol and Beterbiev are definitely the top two in terms of a challenge. But I'm gonna have to put Bivol number one. Well, that's it. Do you guys have anyone else that you feel can give Canelo problems in a different way? Do me.
I mean, my next up would be Bivol, right? I said Better Beef, Bivol. Bivol would be next up for me. To me, it's the higher weight classes that would present a problem. But if I wanted to just take it into the 168-pound division, the only guy that really stands out for me is probably, I mean, I would say Caleb Plant again. I don't know what style would it. I can't think of anybody else. David Benavidez and yeah, I look, if I want to get outside that 175-pound division, I'd go with David Benavidez.
Okay, so David Benavidez is another guy you want to consider. Anyone on the panel, first come first serve, feels Benavidez will not be much of a challenge for Canelo. Babe, what's up? Well, why not?
David Benavidez, I think, squares up a lot, stands straight up. When he gets close, he squares up and stands straight up. He doesn't make himself a compact target. Doesn't turn his shoulders. And I think he throws a lot of arm punches. And I think his defense isn't the greatest. And I think he'll get into a slugfest with Canelo. And I think Canelo is more of a compact, precise guy, more fluid puncher on the inside. Benavidez tends to throw a lot of slapping shots that, don't always have a great effect. I think it's more along the lines of him just wearing a guy down with volume and not really hurting a guy. Like Canelo doesn't throw a ton of punches, but his punches are very hard thudding punches, right? So I just think that Benavidez would get knocked out by Canelo. I think it'd be an easy fight for Canelo, actually.
Somebody just said his brother gave Crawford problems with one leg. Okay. So anyone here feel Charlo would be a great challenge for Canelo?
I think it'd be a great challenge. He wouldn't be next on my list.
Yeah.
But I do think he'd be a great challenge for sure.
I don't.
Any better than Andrade? No, I don't think so.
They're all intriguing fights, but I see Canelo as favored in all 6 of those fights, bro. That's if I was a betting man, there'd have to be some decent odds for me to go the other way. Right now the way Canelo is and the way everybody else is at the moment.
It's just with the better beef fight. Vosdick is a very great boxer, fast feet, fast hands, really crafty stick and move type guy, right? And I had him winning that fight. But even though he was winning rounds, it reminded me of the Taylor Chavez fight because Taylor was winning rounds, but Chavez was like hurting him every round. Like he was spitting up blood. His face was puffed up. You could yeah. And when you have a guy that is just so relentless and heavy-handed, and you can hit him with a telephone pole and you're not going to stop him, that's a guy who's dangerous. He may not be the most highly technically skilled of those opponents, and not even the most athletically gifted guy, but he's just so tough, durable, and just he hits so hard that you could block the shot, and he'll smash your glove into your face, and he'll just force his punch through your guard. That's how strong and heavy-handed the guy is.
Yeah, he's definitely heavy-handed. Now I'm going to ask you guys just one more quick go around before we wrap this one up here. Of these 6 guys, we got Beterbiev, we got Bivol, we got Benavidez, we got Triple G, we got Charlo, we got Andrade. Let's start with Bruce goes first. Bruce, who's the easiest of these 6 guys right now?
Right now, Triple G.
Damn. Joe Habib, who's the easiest, brother?
Triple G.
Oh, wow. Doomsday, who's the easiest?
Damn, man. Could you repeat those 6 one more time, brother? Because I really didn't want to pick Triple G, man.
Beterbiev, but not the one on the show, the fighter, okay? And then we got Bivol, we got Benavidez, we got Triple G, we got Charlo and Andrade.
Say Charlo, dude. You can say Charlo.
Yeah, listen, and not because I'm not. See, now I'm gonna seem biased or like my pick.
Say Charlo, dude. Say Charlo.
It's Charlo. To me, it's Charlo.
Damn. And chat, let us know who's the easiest of these 6. Chat. All right, Mario.
Yeah, I think that the easier fight, or okay, let me put it this way. I think the easier fight to win is Triple G. I think the easier fight on Canelo would be Charlo. Like Triple G is a tough fight, but he will beat him in my opinion, easier than the rest because I believe Triple G's best is behind him.
And he knows Triple G too. Fought him twice.
Y'all just the disrespect towards Triple G. I mean, Jesus. Yeah, but you guys are right. He's done. Even he's doing an interview saying Canelo's running scared, and then he has the keys to the castle, and I don't know about any of that. Hey, man, I want to thank you guys for coming on. So everybody follow Mario Mungia, Twitter, Instagram. Everybody follow Alex Doomsday Lanes. Okay, he's got a YouTube channel on here. What's the name of your podcast, really quick, brother?
It's the Boxing Biz Podcast radio show.
The Boxing Biz Podcast. Okay, and Mario, you got one too?
Yeah, the Infighting Podcast going live Friday. Finally.
There you go. And then, of course, Bruce Goes right here, man. What's the full name of your channel again, brother?
Bruce Goes Boxing, Jazz, and More. And I've been doing something called the Tuesday Night Fights lately. I got me and my brother, George Jakovic. He's a former HBO exec. He was an exec there for over 12 years. And, bro, you think I got some stories, bro. I'm talking about stories in the barroom. This dude's talking about stories in Vegas behind the scenes with Manny Pacquiao. So we know. And he's been telling me, bro, we got to do this on Tuesday nights. I says, you want to do one tomorrow? He says, yeah, let's get some fights up there. And, bro, it's a cool thing, man. Bruce Goes Boxing, Jazz, and More. Give me a sub. Check me out, man. We got some good shit going on over there. Me and the Toka, too. We're always staying strong and lasting long. So thank you very much, D-Style, for having me here, man. Everybody up here on the panel, man. A pleasure to be on the panel with you, man. Salute.
Absolutely. Next week, the roundtable will be on Ringside Reporter. So everybody make sure you tune in next week. Thank you for joining us for this Monday edition. There might be a show on Thursday. I'm not sure yet, though, so don't count on it. But keep in mind, there might be a show on Thursday. So just stay posted for that. This is D-Style Boxing. Channel name is now HCP Boxing Network. Subscribe, and I'm out of here. Peace out, everybody.
Cheers.
Peace.